Greetings, YouTube. You see, I have had a very long day. This is the first Monday back for the spring 2021 semester at Oklahoma State. As last Monday, it was Martin Luther King Day, and therefore we had a national holiday off from school. So, when I work all day, sometimes I don't have a chance to go through my line messages until I'm about to go to bed, which is why this video is being posted so late. In fact, if you're watching this across the pond, you might be waking up to this. Good morning, sunshine. I hope you slept well. When it comes to Cavalier difficulty, I might be in the minority. I mean, you might be surprised to hear me say this, but I kind of like it. Yeah, the rewards could be better, but they're not the worst rewards I've ever seen. And I like that it allows me to use champions more that I kind of have kicked to the curb for my average gameplay. Champions like Hyperion and Blade, who I used to love using but don't use as much anymore. I love using really good champions more that I still am not the best with, like Captain Marvel Movie or Black Widow Clairvoyant, even a champion like Doctor Doom. But some of you have told me that you finally have started to enjoy it because you ranked up certain champions for the nodes that were in this. And that's why I was kind of surprised when this news hit today that most of the messages in my inbox were quite critical of the difficulty changes in today's dev diary when they talk about the updates to the Cavalier difficulty in 2021. So let's go through the post and then kind of discuss what we think of it. Now that you've all had a chance to experience the Cavalier difficulty event quest over the past several months, I wanted to take some time to talk about where we are and where the difficulty level is heading throughout 2021 and beyond. Before exploring what the future holds for the Cavalier difficulty, let's go over the loose blueprint that we've been following and how we'll be approaching Cavalier buffs going into 2021. Rewarding the right champion selection counter to the node with awesome boosts, damage, or other. Cavalier class support buffs have been a lot of fun to play around with for some people, and when you find the right counter, you can get some massive damage numbers and some pretty hilarious and fantastic fights. We love seeing videos of Angela dealing over 20,000 damage on a medium attack, or Scarlet Witch tearing through any obstacle in her path with massive special attack damage. That's something that makes Cavalier difficulty unique, and we won't be changing that. The number of champions that can interact with a global support buff may vary, but our core plan of boosting certain champions to be uber powerful, while some others may see little or no benefit, will remain. A variety of champions can tackle the global challenge buffs. We want to make sure that even if you don't have the best counter to the global buffs, you can still make your way through the quest. We haven't quite hit the mark on this one yet, but are continuing to work toward that goal in 2021. With that in mind, we do intend to make the fights easier with large attack rating boost or impactful utility sets if you bring the intended champions throughout 2021. Expect a move away from buffs like buffed up, diss track, etc., and a move to less limiting challenges. Time investment. We've been closely looking at how much time it takes to get through Cavalier difficulty. After the first few months, we determined that the quests were taking far too long for summoners to fully complete, and you saw our first changes with the December update in hopes to speed up exploration and completion. We're going to keep a close eye on the time it takes for summoners to complete and explore these quests with all future updates, and we'll be taking action to change up the functionality or potency of any of the buffs over the lifetime of Cavalier. Making sure we're hitting a good spot with the time spent in the event quest is part of the equation. As we've mentioned in the past, we first want to make sure that we get the time investment to a place that we're happy with. We can hear you saying it now. What about the rewards? We're not quite ready for a change to rewards yet. Bummer. As we continue to evolve what event quests look like, we'll have plenty of opportunities to work with the event quest rewards as well. Some of you have said the only reason why you do this at all is because of the Tier 5 class catalyst fragments, but of course that's a crystal, not a selector, so you don't have control over the outcome. Now for the future will look like, finally, right? Coming in February, we'll be launching a whole new set of class support buffs as well as totally new challenge buffs to go alongside them. These new challenge buffs will either be a reaction of an already existing buff or something new just for Cavalier difficulty. Science, Vexing Blight. Science attackers gain an indefinite passive fury, increasing attack rating by 20% every time they remove a poison effect or are immune to one. Here's looking at you like Abomination, right? Max stacks 15. I also have to say that maybe I'll be wrong, but Red Hulk comes to mind certainly for that one. Academic Constitution science attackers reduce the potency of defenders' poison effects by 85%. Additionally, whenever a science attacker dodges an attack or performs a well-timed block, aka a parry, all their poison debuffs and passives are removed. So if you like to parry, I guess you don't have to worry about that as much. Contagion, whenever the defender is struck or blocks an attack, there's a 20% chance to inflict the attacker with the poison debuff. That's like a bad rap album. Dealing 100% of the defender's modified attack is direct damage over 10 seconds. Weaken the knees. The attacker is inflicted with the permanent passive weakness, reducing their attack rating by 50%. This weakness is removed while the defender is suffering from a non-damaging debuff. Tech, Infectious Wrath. Tech attackers gain an indefinite passive fury, increasing attack rating by 35% whenever the defender tries to gain health while heal blocked. Max stacks 10. Engineered Fracture, whenever a tech attacker inflicts the defender with an armor break debuff, like, I don't know, maybe Iron Man Infinity War. The defender is also inflicted with a passive heal block for 10 seconds. Nanit? Healing. Every 15 seconds, the defender passively regenerates 10% of their max health over 8 seconds. I do hate that. Indomitable, the defender's healing abilities can't be reversed. When this would occur, they're instead only prevented from healing. Sorry, Void. Cosmic, crack in the armor. Each time a cosmic attacker lands an attack, they have a 10% chance for each armor break on the defender to gain an indefinite passive fury, increasing attack rating by 35%. I can see like Medusa being good for that. Toughest Nails, every 3 seconds, the defender gains a permanent armor up buff, increasing armor rating by 20% per stack. Mystic Ward, enemy nullify effects have a 95% chance to fail. Well, okay. Skill Distraction. Skill attackers prevent the defender's evade abilities while the defender is suffering from a disorient, incinerate, or shock effect. You'd think that, certainly Nick Fury is going to be great for that. But, I don't know, maybe even champions like Agent Venom? Mind's Eye. Skill attackers gain an indefinite passive fury, increasing attack rating by 35% each time the defender's evade effect is prevented in any way other than ability accuracy reduction. Can't touch this. The defender has a passive 50% chance to evade all attacks in addition to any base abilities. Mutant. Healing factor. Each hit in the special attack of an attacking mutant champion has a 30% chance to grant them a passive regeneration. Healing 2% of base health over 10 seconds. This chance is increased to 70% if the attacker has a prowess buff or passive. I wonder if like Emma Frost would be good for that. Relentless Mutation. Mutant attackers gain an indefinite passive fury, increasing attack rating by 35% each time they gain a regeneration buff or passive. Just a Scratch. Also, I wonder if Wolverine will be good for that. Every time the defender is struck, they have a 20% chance to passively regenerate 90% of the damage received over 0.7 seconds. This will not trigger if the defender's regeneration rate is inverted or if the attacker is under the effects of regeneration buff or passive. That'll be interesting. Mystic Arcane Zeal. Whenever a Mystic attacker fills a bar of power, they gain a passive prowess, increasing special attack damage by 80% in 15 seconds. Defenders under the effect of Unstoppable become stun immune. This includes unstoppable effects triggered outside this nodes, like, Unstoppable Colossus? Juggernaut. Every 15 seconds, the defender gains an unstoppable buff for 5 seconds. The duration of this buff is reduced by 0.5 seconds for each prowess buff or passive the attacker has. Throughout 2021, we'll be releasing 3 full sets of support buffs and challenge buffs. With new buffs, we hope to introduce new characters in the viable pool of champions. Hopefully, you're as excited about new challenges and fun and Cavalier difficulty as we are. Okay, so first off, 2 things. If you don't buff the rewards, people just aren't going to be excited, as you're probably hoping. And I know you might buff them eventually, but I've heard from quite a few people over the last few months that have said that the rewards aren't good enough for them to even care about doing it in the first place unless they're just bored. But for quite a few people, that's just not the case. The other thing is, this is the most common complaint I've received today, is just that they took certain champions that were 5 stars to rank 5 and 6 stars even to rank 2 because they were great for the Cavalier difficulty, and now the fear is that they won't be great anymore, and of course we don't have rank down tickets in the game. So I can't tell you how to feel. All I can tell you is what I've been told. I try to be as objective as possible in these discussions while still communicating to you the feedback that I've received on my channel through the many other communication channels off MCOC, off the game as well. I'll see how it is. I was skeptical about Cavalier difficulty when it started, but I was pleasantly surprised with quite a few of the counters and nodes when I got into it. And so hopefully I will be pleasantly surprised again today and going forward. However, I get the arguments against it, and I really do wish the rewards were buffed. I also wish that we did have a chance to at least get a rank down ticket of 1 5-star and 1 6-star, but Kabam has committed to not doing that and flat out saying they're not going to do it anytime soon, if ever again. Thanks again, YouTube, for watching. We're almost at 10 minutes. Let's end this before we get to 10 minutes. Have a good night, morning, whatever you chose to click on this video. Thank you for clicking on the video.